like I've covered everything that I was prepared to cover in depth, but take any questions and answer what I can. Yes?
I have a quick question. In The Sixth Sense, there's the famous thing of, color red is used very selectively. Now that's kind of the director's choice, but that was a specific symbolism that he also built into the script. Would you actually put that into your first writer's script, that type of color, and more precisely the lack of that color in the other scenes, because he didn't want it to, it would only appear in certain scenes?
I wouldn't know specifically, because he's both the writer and the director of that film. Usually when you write a film, you do want to surprise people with those things, whereas in the film, the color red was something that just kind of caught you after you've seen it for a while, whereas in the script, if you point it out, people are going to know, oh, I mentioned red. I would say just read the script. Oh, what?
Isn't that in Schindler's List? There's only one scene where she's red, where there's a color thing. How's it done in that one scene? Do we know? Does anyone know the answer to that? How's it done in Schindler's List?
The little girl in red.
Little girl in red, right.
You mean in the actual script?
Yeah, how's it written out? Does anyone know? I guess we have to.
Well, I think that was Spielberg's choice. He
So
didn't
it's not
write
in
it,
the
but
script.
I think that was his choice, yeah.
Okay.
As far as M. Night Shyamalan, he did write and direct. I actually have the script. I haven't read it in a few years, but I think he did include that in there because he saw the final picture in his mind while writing.
But I would say don't be afraid to give that kind of stuff away either. Even though it's like a red doorknob, like why is there a red doorknob? We'll just be wondering the whole time. I wrote a spec script for Arrested Development, and my instructor was like, why did you, he's like, when I read this, I was like, why did he point out that those are animal crackers? It was because there's a larger payoff joke later in the script, specifically about the animal crackers. So even though you include it and you're giving away like something's going to happen here, it's like, Chekhov says if there's a gun in the first act, it goes off in the third. It's a setup, but it's usually worth it pointing out anyway. Anything else?
And real quick, going back to Schindler's List, I don't think the writer wanted it to be in black and white. It was the cinematographer and Spielberg's choice. And then they just wanted to focus on the girl by putting her in red or making her stand out.
That sounds...
I think they mentioned it on the DVD or something.
All right, well, I guess that concludes what I've got. My just final thoughts about formatting is you'll know it when you see it. Read more scripts, and then you'll see like, oh, well, that's how they handled this, that's how they handled this. Specifically produced scripts, you can get your hands on a lot of scripts out there that are unproduced. Most of them are unproduced for a reason. You can also get your hands on fan transcripts of television shows. Very dangerous. It's people watching the show and typing what they see as opposed to what the writer actually wrote. Stay away from that. It's just going to foul you up.
Is there a subscription or a place you would point us to for those scripts?
There's a ton if you just Google it. I actually have a folder where I collect the scripts and just kind of compare if I want to know how to format something. And it's the official screenplays.
Assembly scripts is one, but they also list fan transcripts, so that's a dangerous place. They list whatever they can get their hands on. My favorite place to go is My PDF Scripts.
What?
My PDF Scripts. It doesn't have all scripts, but it has links there for other places that actually sell screenplays and television. It has movies, TV, comic books as scripts for a lot of different things. So I think it's a good resource. But those are listed on the meetup site. I don't know. Is it also?
I'll pull it to your website, yeah. Yeah, give me a few days and I'll post all this stuff on the website, the Austin Film Meet website.
All right, well, I'll be here if you have any other questions.
There's just one thing I wanted to say about the script thing, if I can. This is kind of weird, and people don't address this, but I saw this in a script, and so I wanted to mention this. As a writer, please do not put your opinion about the characters in the factual part that you write. Like, what I actually saw in the script was a character that was described as, her name was Fat Chick. Give your characters a name, please. Don't give them an opinionated comment as a name. And the scene was derogatory, and the derogatory wasn't in the dialogue, it was in the scene descriptions, which is totally inappropriate. Do not give me your opinion. If you have an opinion, you want to deliver it in your script about the world or whatever your opinion is, put it in the dialogue and in the story, not in the script itself. That's all. Is there any...
Was it a comedy?
It was a comedy, but this is not.
Right, yeah, I agree with there's a line, but especially if it wasn't in the dialogue, it seems like there's no excuse for it.
It was in the dialogue. It was obvious what was happening in the dialogue, but he reflected his opinion about people of that type in the writing as well, which is inappropriate, in my opinion. Instead of factually describing...
Okay, right. Fat chick instead of like none. Like if you didn't want to give the nun a name, you can just say none, and it's not like a derogatory statement towards nuns.
Right. Exactly.
I got you.
And in his scene description, he was writing, it was really kind of abusive, so I'm not going to repeat it, but the abusive should be in the character's words, not in the writer's words, if that makes sense.
I hear what you're saying, but it sounds like political correctness.
It's not political correctness, it's that it's not the writer's job to tell me what you think about the story.
But if the writer wants to convey a certain his or her perspective about a character, they do want to get that into the script. They do want to get that into...
That is true, and it needs to be in the script, in the words and in the scenes and how the characters relate, and the opinions need to be the characters' opinions, not in the description where you're writing like...
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys want to see what I'm talking about, I'll send you a sample, but I'm not going to repeat what was written. It's essentially what I'm telling you. It's all derogatory in the scene description. If you have something negative to say, put it in the
What
bottom.
you have is the writer doing your thinking for you.
Yes,
By-
exactly.
by
That's exactly right.
pre-establishing what he thinks it should be. The director isn't going to touch that.
Right.
The director's going to do whatever he wants.
That's right. And
Or she
actually, the
wants.
director's probably going to be offended enough that they're not going to want to even deal with your script, or could be. And the writers, if you don't give your characters character names and you call them, I mean, none is not offensive, but if you call them fat chick, how are you going to cast that part? That's so offensive. It's so offensive. So give the girl a name. Don't, give the actor a job and a character that they can attach to, as opposed to just your slighted opinion of it. Your actors will like your script better if you give them real people and love all of your characters for however messed up they are. Make the writer love them. That's all.
What was your name again?
Weird thing of it.
Clint.
Clint.
So, you done?
Yeah, I believe.